Okay, we've established the height, the platform is done, now it's time to work on the slope. And Larry has taken care of the subsurface. We're now going to take some bag clay and we're going to finish this off and level the playing surface down to the grass edge from the top of the mound. So we'll get started on that, and pretty soon we'll have a mound you can pitch off of.
So we exported a great deal of material out of this mound. We found a lot of different products. We got down pretty low on the base, so we're bringing in a significant amount of new product to work this here. One thing we were sure to do before we added this was scarify the existing surface so that it'll bond on the bottom. So you don't want to throw clay just on top of a flat surface. You want to scratch it up a little bit and have good moisture in the base before you add the new material. Okay, we got started and threw some fresh material in here, tamped it down a little bit, and we're still early in the process here, but we're starting to get a feel for where we need to add a little more and a little less. And I'm just kind of taking the back of this rake and I can kind of see where I'm high and where I'm low, what we need to do. Because what we're going to do is scratch this up again, put a little more water on it, and add the fresh material so it bonds. It's really ideal to kind of build it up in lifts so that either 2 or 3 times you do a layer, pack it in, do a little more, pack it in, and then do your finished layer, rather than throwing it all on at once and then pounding it. So we're kind of looking at seeing where we're at. Bob's going to get string set up. He's going to check the slope real quick, and then we'll come back and add some more material.
Top dress the platform with clay to fill in seams around the bricks. Scarify the surface of the 18-foot diameter of the mound. Then add moisture.
To get the slope, you're going to go 18 inches off the front edge of the rubber, and you're supposed to be 1 inch down. So here's our line. We're going to come 18 inches here. And believe it or not, we're pretty darn close. We are right at 1 inch here. So what we're going to do is make some marks. And then every foot from this 18-inch mark, you're going to go down 1 more inch until you get to the grass edge, which you should be right at ground level. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll make some marks and just see where we need to add, where we need to take away, and we'll tamp this some more. So we will put a whole nother layer on it and just play with it a little bit, just tamp it down and firm it up. Okay. They were supposed to be 2 inches. Check it with that.
Pretty close. Probably need a 1/4 inch of material still.
It should be 3 inches now. We're 3 feet down.
We're about 3 1/4.
It should be 4 inches here.
Okay, well we're over 4 1/2, so
we're going to bring a little
low. Yeah.
Should be 5 here.
We're at 5 1/4, so we got everywhere we've got to add a little material still, as we expected.
We're looking about what we thought, and now we're getting a nice even slope here. We're going to scratch this up a little bit, put a little water on it, and then put another layer, and we'll bond the two together. And we should come pretty close at that point. But we're going to water this lightly and put a little bit more in. If you want to walk around anywhere, it can be on the sides and in the back. I mean, any walking on a mound at this point is good. Okay, we're going to measure out 18 inches again. Draw a line. We want to be 1 inch.
Got a shade of hair there.
That's okay.
That's okay. Won't take much time.
That's right on.
2 inches right there.
That's right on. No, we should do this the way I do it with the umpires. That's good.
3 inches.
Four inches right there.
4 and 4 1/8.
Stop it.
4 1/8. He's gonna complain.
Once
5
you
right on the nose.
you're in the groove.
Oh, I went in the groove though.
You can't be in the groove.
Yeah, but that'll settle.
It'll settle. Yeah. Try it again. What am I going to do with you? We've got to go up just a little bit more, but I think when we throw everything on and clean the conditioner, that's not going to be too bad. We're going to go 2 more lengths.
That should be 6. You gotta take a little out. That's okay. You can tamp that, yeah. Tamp that, we'll tamp that out.
7 on this one. Go down. Most of your wear and tear on a mound is right here in the 4, 5, 6 area, depending upon the height or how tall the guy is.
We can talk a little bit now about the positives and negatives of too much slope and too little slope. If your mound's too steep, your mound's a little high and the pitcher's having a hard time getting his balance point on his landing leg, there's a greater potential for groin pulls, especially in wet weather. And it's also kind of hard, especially for young pitchers, to get the ball in the strike zone consistently if they've got too much momentum with their body going down to the landing leg. So sometimes if your mound's too steep, your pitchers might like it because they feel stronger, they feel like they got a better fastball, but it's also harder to control and there's greater chance of them potentially hurting themselves. Conversely, if your mound's too flat, if your slope isn't great enough, your pitcher has to put a lot more emphasis on getting his arm out in front of his body to get the ball down in the strike zone. And that puts greater stress on the shoulder and other parts of the arm. So too flat a mound can be a negative long term for young pitchers because they've got to compensate more with their upper body to get the ball down in the strike zone. So the slope that's set by Major League Baseball is set that way for a reason, and that's what we've shown you here today. One thing you're going to want to check either at the end of your season or right before the start of your season when you've got time to maybe put a little extra sod in is the diameter of your pitching circle. And what we're doing here is we're 18 inches in front of the center of the pitching rubber. Right here, that's the center of your pitching circle. It's a 9-foot radius, set up a tape, go around, see where you need to edge out, maybe where you need to add a little sod, do that in advance of your season, you'll be in good shape.
Okay, we're on the other end of the 9-foot radius here, and as you can see right here, it's good, but as we go gradually around, we start to lose, and there's a little bit too much grass. We'll take an edger and edge all this out, and in the end, we'll have a nice 18-foot circle around our mound. Okay, our slope is good. We've put some vitrified conditioner down on the finished grade of this. We're gonna move it all around, smooth it out, do one final check of the slope, and then we have a pitching mound. We're all done.
Measure 18 inches from the front of the rubber. The distance from the mound to your string at 18 inches should be 1 inch. The distance should then increase by 1 inch every 12 inches towards home plate until level. Steady grade for remaining distance to the front of the mound. Adjust clay as needed. Take final measurements. Measure 18-foot cutout for the area around the mound, adding or cutting sod as needed. Add infield conditioner to the slope and spread evenly on the mound.
Well, it looks like we got it done just in time, Bob.
We got lucky. I'm glad the rain stayed away, and we got a nice mound for these guys. We put the water on it, covered it up, and now it's time for us to go home and for you guys to maintain your mound. Moisture management, take care of it after each practice, work on it, and you'll always have a good mound.
That's right. Always think a couple days ahead leading up to your next game. Be prepared for any kind of weather and take care of your mound at all times. Good luck.
I'll see you in the World Series.
I hope so.